Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we installed a hood mount kit on a 2023 Chevy Colorado. It offers dual function white powerful light as well as amber DRL. First thing we're going to do is remove these 13mm bolts, slide our bracket, and then reinstall them. We're not taking them out all the way, we're just creating enough slack for the brackets to go through. Alright, now that we've backed out these bolts, we're going to go ahead and slide the M&R bracket and tighten the bolts after. So while I'm holding it in place, I'm going to go ahead and tighten the same bolts we've taken out in the previous step. Okay, so now we're done on the passenger side. Let's do the same thing on the driver. We're not removing them all the way, we're just backing them out as much as we can so that way we can slide the bracket in between. Loosen them up a little bit more. So that way I can get the bracket really in there. And now we can tighten it. So now that we installed the mounts, let's go ahead and make sure that it clears the windshield wipers, which in this case it does. Let's mount the pod and see how it looks. Let's go ahead and see what's inside. 2 U-cradles and all the mounting hardware. We're going to go ahead and assemble the lights first. Use these 4 Allen bolts in order to mount the cradle to the light. So the middle bolts that are towards the center of the light, those are actually the larger ones, so I'm going to thread those in. The smaller Allen ones are the ones in the back, and those are the ones that are used for adjusting the light up and down. And I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. I'm not going to tighten them all the way, I'm just going to tighten them a little bit so that way we can do all the adjustments when it's on the vehicle. So I just want to make sure they hold the light snug, but not all the way tight. Okay, this should do it. I'm going to do the same thing on the second one. Once again, the larger bolts are the ones that go towards the center of the light. So we're going to go ahead and slide this bolt through the side here. So in order to mount the pod, I'm going to actually go ahead and use a washer on the bottom, a washer and a nut. You can also adjust it in any position that you want. I personally like the most outer position. So I'm not going to go ahead and do all the final tie downs yet. I want to check the windshield wipers one more time. So it looks like the windshield wipers clear normally. Even if you have it on the most inner position, you shouldn't have any issues at all. So I'm going to go ahead, aim them straight, and tie them down. Alright, so now these are pointing forward. We can still make final adjustments. So now we're going to do exactly the same thing on the passenger side. Look at that, looks awesome. Go ahead and install this control module. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. There's 4 bolts. When you get the 4 bolts off, it just comes off. So let's go over it. You do get a positive and a negative terminal. You do get 8 different switch panels, and they range from 5 amp fuse all the way to 30. We're going to be using a 10 amp fuse. If you look at the quality, it's actually really good. It's nicely insulated. This is all silicone, so it is waterproof and all the circuits are protected. So let's go ahead and install the positive terminal onto the panel, and we're going to connect it to the battery. Before we get started, I like to trip the fuse so that way there's going to be no electricity going through it. The way you do it, if it's in line, there's current going through the fuse. It does come with an 80 amp fuse. If you press the button, it disconnects it. So now if you connect it to the battery end, there's going to be no power on this side until we bridge it together. So we're going to go ahead and feed the positive terminal through here. We're going to feed it under the positive terminal here, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. We're going to feed it under, and we're going to go ahead and lift this up and connect our positive terminal. Don't have to remove the bolt altogether. Lastly, I want to double check that the safety is off by triggering the fuse itself. So if it's not in line, there's no current going through it. It's more of a safety precaution. We're going to slide this underneath the terminal. The screw itself doesn't have to be backed out all the way. You just lift it up, put the terminal underneath it, and tighten it back up. Flip everything back, and we're going to do the same thing on the ground side. We're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to go ahead and slide this under and tighten it back up. You do get a wiring harness for the 2 positives, and the main reason why I say 2 positives is because these lights are dual function. They have a powerful white light as well as the amber DRL, so they require 2 different power sources to activate both. And then you get 2 different grounding straps, one for passenger side and one for the driver. Because our power source is actually on the passenger side, there's a Y splitter here. This is going to be on the passenger side, closest to the battery. One of the sides is going to go across to bridge the two lights together, and the second side of the harness is actually going to go to the power source. I like to start with this Y splitter first, and we agreed that's going to be on the passenger side. There's 3 wires that come out of the light, red and black, which is the power wire for the main light, and there's a yellow wire, sometimes it comes white from the factory, that's actually for the amber DRL. So we're going to go ahead and do red to red and crimp it, the black wire to the yellow, and that's going to be the amber DRL function. Okay, so now that we have the red to red and then the yellow to black, because these are 2 power sources, the red is going to be the white light, the amber is going to be the yellow, and then we're going to use the grounding strap on the black, so that way we can ground the light itself. Okay, so we got everything finished on the passenger side. Let's go ahead and bring the half of the harness onto the driver's side, and that's what will allow us to bridge the 2 lights together. Okay, so same thing on here, red, black, and yellow. We agreed we went red to red, black to yellow, correct? Let's go ahead and do the 2 grounding straps. I see there's a good ground location here. So you're going to take this bolt out, we're going to feed it through the same eyelid and put it back in. Okay, so now we got 2 grounds. The other end of this wiring harness is the 2 positives. One positive, remember, is for the main white light. The second positive is for the DRL. We already installed a wireless power distribution box. Let's go ahead and connect the 2 power sources. The grounds are already on the lights. The only thing we have to do is the power for the main white light, which is the red, and the amber DRL, which is black. So on the power distribution box, we're going to go ahead and use a 10 amp fuse for the white function and a 5 amp fuse for the DRL. We agreed that the red is the white light, so we're going to go ahead and connect it to the 10 amp. We don't have to worry about the ground because we have the lights themselves that are grounded, so we don't have to connect the negative here. And we're going to use a 5 amp fuse for the black wire, which is the amber DRL. We're going to go ahead and insert it onto the positive and tighten it. And this is my favorite part. We're going to go ahead and test the lights. So let's go ahead and close the hood and see what we got. So based on the diagram of the distribution box, we put the white function on this button. See, and it works perfectly on both sides. And we put the amber on this button. So that's the amber DRL glow. Now that we see everything works perfectly, we're going to go ahead and zip tie it, cover the power distribution box, use some shrink wraps on the connectors, and go for an off-road adventure. Thank you for watching, and I know you guys are going to love the product.